What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the THC Temple. And today's video is going to be on how to make it big on YouTube. So basically, since I've had a couple thousand subscribers, at this point, I have like 63. I have like 64,000 subscribers. I can't even talk. But fucking check this out. My whole point is, ever since I started getting a little bit of, YouTube. People, watching my videos, people always ask, yo, man, how's your channel growing so fast? How is this? How is that? Because basically, I just started this channel in, January. So, here we go, 64,000 subscribers. A whole lot of people wonder, how I do it, what do I know, and what it is and that. So, check this out. I'm going to hit this bowl at first. I don't know if hitting the bowl will help you out, but it's helped me out a whole lot. So, check this out. I'm going to hit this bowl real quick, and then we're going to get into it, you know what I'm saying? So basically, I would start to say there's no step one or step two, step three, but I'm just go through basically what I know and what I've done, because there is no way where you're just gonna set up this camera, or you can go out and buy a camera. I'm using my iPhone camera, or you go out and buy a camera, or you go out and buy this and be like, man, I'm gonna start making videos. I'm gonna get this step-by-step guide and I'm gonna become the man. Or I'm gonna just, start making videos and I'm gonna become the man. There isn't, you can't, there's not a genre video you can make, because that was back in 2011 where, everybody was making gaming videos. People were blowing up making gaming videos, and people saw them making a lot of money and a lot of this and that. So people were like, yo, I play games, I'm gonna buy, the shit to record my game and, upload that and I'll get big. And a lot of it didn't work out for that. It was basically just like 100 million people making, gaming videos, and only like 100,000 people watching them. So you know what I'm saying? It was a whole lot more supply than demand. But check this out. And there's another thing. There's always demand. There's always people, who want to watch the video. But I'm going to get to the whole meat and bones of why those people didn't work out. So I would say, for one thing, when it comes to YouTube, and I guess we'll start off with the most important point. You have to like your stuff first. You have to be making your videos for an audience of one. And that audience of one should be yourself. Because when I first started this channel, my whole goal for this channel, it wasn't to, I'm gonna get to that in a second. I was about to say that this isn't my first channel either. I've had probably, throughout my entire YouTube career, I've been on YouTube since I was like 10 years old, so, way back then, but, I was just throwing videos up, but, basically, I've had like 3 channels since then, and this was the channel that I just started making stuff, and it stuck. So, and you know what, let me tell you about those other channels first. First, like I said, I was a kid just throwing stuff up, and, it really wasn't anything, that was the first channel, so, making, videos for myself at the time. But when I was a kid, I was also making videos with that whole thing of, when I was around, 10, 11, I was 11 around that time, and I was like, okay, and I'm 19 now, but, I was like, okay, I'm gonna make these videos. YouTube was, starting up, and, basically, the way that you saw YouTube then was this website where people put up videos, and they got big. People put up videos, say they put up a video of grandma, falling, when she was like running down the hall or some shit like that, or they put up a video of the dog talking or some shit. Everybody had an amazing video, a home video or something that just blew up 1 million views. So you're like, damn, okay, let me put up these videos. So it's basically, that's why you have a whole lot of videos on YouTube with like 1 or 2 views, or just a plethora. There's like more videos being uploaded on YouTube than anything else in the world. You know what I'm saying? So it's always people uploading, and it's always people just boom, boom, bam, bam, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? And so it's, you can't look at it in a way of, oh, I'm gonna just throw up my video and it's gonna go across the world. You have to first just be putting your video up there just to enjoy yourself. Because like I said, when I was a kid, I was throwing those videos up. Ain't nobody, and I also, I enjoyed seeing my videos up there, getting 30 views, maybe 100 views here, like, ooh, that one's creeping up. But my whole point of it, my whole big goal was for these videos to get uber views and me to go uber through the roof. Didn't work out. So I made another channel. It was more of a gaming channel. That was like a few years back, like 3 years now. Yeah, it's 2015. It was like around the end of 2011. So, like I said, everybody was doing, the gaming stuff, and the gaming shit was blowing up. I was like, man, I'm gonna start doing that. And again, and I had a big passion for gaming and a big passion for all that stuff, and I made, I would say I made good videos, but my whole thing about it was, my whole goal goal behind it was to make that YouTube money. I was looking for that YouTube cheese. I was looking for that, you know, the millions of views, 100 million subscribers and all that stuff. I was looking for the fame. I ain't gonna lie, you know, I was uploading these videos to get up somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't just uploading videos. I was uploading videos to become the man. So like I said, you know, with the whole, that YouTube channel, again, failing, you know, I couldn't pick up subscribers to save my life. You know, I would get a whole lot of views, not even a whole lot of views, but I would get, you know, I would get about 1,000 views a month. Put it that way. That was my goal at one point. I was like, as long as I get 1,000 views a month and maybe, you know, keep on crawling up, I'll be good. But, you know, even at that point, you know, you see 1,000 here, 1,000 there, and I just, you know, gave up on the channel. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, where are all the people that I'm looking for? I'm looking for the people, I'm looking for the fans, looking for the YouTube money. I was making like 25 cents a month. That ain't YouTube money. So, you know, that was, like I said, that was all the old channels. And then this channel here, the THC Temple, it was a channel that I started because, you know, and it's basically, I wouldn't call it a weed channel, but, you know, I'd smoke weed, and, you know, I talk about, you know, and that's let me rewind for a second, but fucking, you know, because I wouldn't never call anything a weed channel or this channel, like, we're only gonna do this. It's like, hey, I'm me, and I like to smoke weed, so that's what we're gonna be doing up here. I like listening to music, you know, everything that, you know, I like doing, we're gonna do it on the channel. And, you know, my whole point of it, you know, the reason it was THC Temple and weed related is because, you know, like when I started smoking weed, probably around that was like 9th grade, but say at the end of like around 8th grade and the end of 8th grade, you know, when I got curious and stuff like that, it wasn't a lot of people, you know, there's a lot of people around me that smoke weed and stuff like that, but you know, I didn't know the etiquette. I didn't know anything about weed. I didn't know anything about anything. So it wasn't like I was just gonna go outside, hey guys, what's up with that weed stuff? Let me try that. And I wasn't gonna do all that. So I was like, you know, let me go on the internet and look at stoners. You know what I'm saying? Not even just look at stoners like they're in a zoo or something, you know what I'm saying? Like they're fucking behind the cage and just looking at them like, don't feed the stoners, like shit like that. It was fucking, the whole point of it was like, you know, let me look at the people that are doing the things that I want to do. And, you know, I go on YouTube, you know, people, you know, hitting bong rips. I'm seeing how the bong works and how this and that works, and people doing this and people doing that, people hanging out with their friends, hot boxing, you know, first time seeing hot boxing. So, you know, I wanted to see the world that, you know, I was about to enter into, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to see people who was doing that stuff. And so basically that was my whole point of starting this channel, is because I know what I wanted to see back in the day. You know, first starting to smoke weed, I know the questions that I was asking. Like at first, I think one of the first things I typed in on YouTube was like smoking a blunt. So that's one of the things that I used to name my videos a lot. Not even name my videos, but put in my videos, because, you know, that was mainly what I was doing. You know, I would be smoking a blunt, but I knew that was, you know, a big topic of someone, first of all, who was just getting into weed. Second of all, someone who was interested in weed. You know, potheads, you know, just people who smoke, they like to go, you know, watch videos sometime of other people smoking. So it was something, you know, it made sense to me. So my whole point of starting this channel was for me to have a channel where people could, over years, you know, over the next few generations, over time, years, you know, like I said, over the next year, like more realistically, like over the next 5 years, you know, people who are just getting into smoking, or people who are, you know, like I said, the people who are curious on their phone, let me type in smoking the blunt, type in, you know, something to introduce them into weed or introduce them into that, you know what I'm saying, they'll come up to my channel, you know, over time, you know, 5 years, 10 years, you know what I'm saying, down the road, because there are channels that, you know what I'm saying, I remember from the 8th grade, where, you know, like I said, when I was first getting into it, you know, just educating myself on it, you know, they were there, and they're still here, you know what I'm saying, so that's what I was gonna try out, that's what I was shooting for. And, you know what I'm saying, super quickly, you know, like I said, well, basically when I started this channel, I would just upload the videos. I would wake up, you know, wake and bake, and I would talk in front of the camera, you know, I just talk and do my thing, listen to my music, and I would just upload the video. And that would pretty much be it. I wouldn't, you know, I would of course look back and comment back, you know, stuff like that, but I wouldn't look back and look for a certain number. You know, I wouldn't look to go through the roof. I wouldn't look, and, you know, it was more like, it was like back in the day that, like, other channels, I would expect to go big, go hard, you know, come out on, you know, be #1. But with this channel, you know, of course, like, you don't want to, you know, like, here's the thing, I didn't even think of it failing. Like, there was no thought in my brain about the THC Temple, this channel, failing, because it wasn't a goal in anywhere to begin with. I'm not even saying a goal, but it wasn't something like, okay, I'm gonna make this channel and I'm gonna, you know, become the biggest weed channel on YouTube. There wasn't none of that. I was like, I'm gonna make this channel and hopefully people will enjoy this content over the next, you know, lifetime. And you know, like I said, it picked up really quick. So it's all I would say is something. It has to be in your heart. It has to be in your heart that you're just gonna make this channel for the people. You know what I'm saying? Like the fucking money and this and that and trying to join a YouTube partner. And that's another thing for everybody that's, you know, made it this far in the video. If you think that you're gonna join a YouTube partnership and, like, you know, partner up with somebody and they're gonna help your channel grow, get that out of your head right now. That's not gonna happen. These channels, you know, a whole lot of, that's one of the things I don't like about these networks is they say that they'll help you, you know, help your channel grow. I've never seen that happen, you know, and I'm not gonna sit here and talk down on these networks like they can't do it, but the only thing that can make your channel grow, like I said, there's nothing that you can do, or there's no type of content that you can make to make you a big channel. Like I said, when everybody saw the gamers getting big, like, oh man, I can start making gaming videos and get big. It's not gonna work out. It has to be in you, and it has to be something that you know what I'm saying, you just don't want to see anybody doing anything. It has to be that, you know what I'm saying. If you understand me, raise your hand, because I mean, it has to be something that you believe, man. If you believe it and it's real, you know what I'm saying, you have a real passion for it, and you just have a real, you know what I'm saying, it's just gonna happen. Because like I said, when I was making this channel, yeah, like back in the day, it was, I don't know what it was about the feeling, but when I was making this channel, it was more for the people than it was for me. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it was for me, because, you know, for me to enjoy these videos. Like, you have to like your content. If you don't like your content, nobody else will. So, you know, I wouldn't enjoy that content and just enjoy putting it up and having it on the internet. I took pride in that. Those other videos, I didn't really take pride in just having it on the internet. You know, I would take pride in if it hit 100,000, which it never did, but I didn't take pride in just having it as a video up there on the internet. With these videos, as soon as I put them up, like, it just felt good. You know, with like the first few videos, like I said, before the subscribers, before everybody, and when people started to come, you know, I enjoyed it, you know, even more, because I was like, you know, okay, you know what I'm saying, I'm fulfilling that goal of people enjoying my videos. And, you know, just so happens now that it's, you know, it's grown, like I said, it's grown to what it is now. You know, like almost 65,000 subscribers. You know, it's, come on now, you know what I'm saying? Nobody, I don't know many channels that, you know, started, you know, basically in like 11 months, you know, got over 60,000 subscribers. You know, that's really, you know, you see people, you know, grow up. Maybe that first year they got 20,000. Then after that they started going up. But we over here just went through the roof. And I would have to say, if my guess, it would just be because, like I said, I believed in the content. And I believed in it. I was making it for people. I was making it for people to enjoy. Like nothing else. No dollar incentive. No celebrity status. None of that. It was all for the people. It was literally, that's the only thing that I can, like, that's the only thing that I can say, really. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed the content. It felt true to me. And I didn't feel like I was lying to nobody. You know what I'm saying? When you're not lying to nobody, I think that's when you do the best in the world. Everything just works out the best. But, okay, check this out, man. This video already a little bit too long. But if you stuck together this long, man, then hopefully, man, if you want to do YouTube, like, if you want to do YouTube videos, that's the reason you came here to this video. Or if you're just watching this video because you subscribed and, you know what I'm saying, you love the content, you know what I'm saying, that's real good. I love that. But, you know, either way, like I said, if you want to do videos, ask yourself, is that really what you want to do, and why? Is it for the money? Because there ain't nothing wrong with doing something for the money. You know what I'm saying? The money is, you know, but here's the joke. If you do something good, and if you put it this, if you do something good and you're honest with yourself, the money will come. It may not come tomorrow. It may not come next week. It may not come next year. It may not come this decade. You know what I'm saying? But the money will come. And then again, shit, it may come quicker than you can sign the check. It may come tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I made this channel in February, and, you know, here we are now, 65,000 subscribers. And I'm not making much money off that because, like I said, I'm looking to keep my fans more satisfied than I am to fill my pockets. Because, like, here's the joke. If I fulfill my fans, if I satisfy y'all, if I satisfy the viewers, then my pockets will end up lying. At the end of the day, I'll get my money. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to whore out and do all types of crazy things to get it quick, because it'll come. You satisfy the people and it'll come. Like I said, I was making those videos, just throwing them up on the internet, and it satisfied people. Now everybody's here. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it is, man. You just really have to do something that you really believe in, and you have to do it for the sake of making people happy. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it for that dollar. Make people happy, and the dollar will come. That's all I can really say. But check this out. About to hop on up out of here, man. Because like I said, this video too long now, man. I got to make some short videos, man. People don't want to listen to me yap for 20, 30 minutes all year. But damn, y'all, like I said, up out of here, man. Love y'all and keep that love out there, man. Because if you do that, then hey, if you keep that love and good spirits and good energy out there, that's how you get most of your good shit. But yeah, man, just do good, man. And don't lie to nobody. And you're going to be all right, man. But I'm up out of here, man, because I love y'all.